Do you often find yourself chasing an elusive sense of satisfaction, hoping that if you just acquire this or achieve that, everything will fall into place? Most people live this way, constantly reaching for something just out of grasp, believing true fulfillment lies in external accomplishments or possessions. They spend energy manipulating the world outside, only to find the more they grasp, the emptier they feel. This isn't just a modern phenomenon. It's a timeless human dilemma, a trap that has snared countless individuals across centuries. We are subtly conditioned to look outward for worth and contentment, perpetually postponing peace until the next big thing arrives. This constant striving creates a deep void, an inner restlessness no external gain can truly fill. The ancient Stoics understood this fundamental error with unparalleled clarity. They knew that pursuing external desires, untethered from a robust inner framework, is a path to perpetual frustration. They taught that true attraction, true mastery over your life, doesn't begin with outward striving or aggressive manifestation. Instead, it starts with an internal realignment, a profound shift from what you want the world to give you to what you are willing to cultivate within yourself. It's not about wishing for things to appear, but about cultivating a state of being, a character of integrity, wisdom, and resilience that naturally draws what is genuinely good and conducive to a flourishing life. This isn't magical thinking. It's practical wisdom, grounded in the unshakable realities of human nature. In a world filled with endless distractions and demands, cultivating this inner strength is more crucial than ever. It's about recognizing that the power to shape your experience, to attract meaningful outcomes, resides not in fleeting external factors or others' approval, but unequivocally within your own mind, within your capacity for judgment, choice, and virtue. It's about learning to speak to yourself with wisdom, purpose, and unshakable clarity. Today, we will uncover 5 profound Stoic principles, 5 things you can tell yourself every day not to simply manifest fleeting desires, but to cultivate a resilient mind, build an inner fortress, and attract a life of profound purpose, unshakable inner peace, and genuine, enduring strength. This is about reshaping your internal landscape so profoundly that your external reality naturally reflects a deeper sense of self-mastery, a life lived on your own terms. Get ready to fundamentally shift your perspective on what it truly means to attract everything you want, not by chasing, but by being. Most of us unknowingly suffer from a pervasive, hidden problem. We've been conditioned to believe that our well-being, accomplishment, and identity are primarily dictated by external factors. We measure success by the car we drive, the job title, the recognition we receive, or others' opinions. This creates a dangerous psychological trap, a state of constant external dependence that silently erodes inner peace and renders us emotionally fragile. We spend lives pursuing things that are, by their very nature, impermanent, volatile, and outside our direct control. This isn't merely about wanting things, it's about how we connect our self-worth and happiness to these things, making our inner state contingent upon their presence or absence. Think of it. If your joy depends on a promotion, what happens when it doesn't materialize? If your confidence hinges on constant praise, how do you endure criticism? If your peace relies on circumstances remaining perfect, how do you navigate inevitable adversity? The Stoics, profoundly influenced by Epictetus, clearly distinguished between what is within our control and what is not. He taught that some things are up to us and some things are not up to us. Our judgments, intentions, thoughts, actions, character, these are ours. Our bodies, reputation, wealth, health, opinions of others, and external events, these are not. When we derive our sense of attraction or success from these externals, we place our inner state, serenity, and happiness into the unpredictable hands of fate, or worse, into the fickle hands of other people. This external dependence is a profound poverty of the soul, leaving us constantly vulnerable to anxiety, disappointment, fear, and powerlessness. You might achieve much, but if happiness and self-worth remain tied to fleeting externals, you will always be chasing the next thing, never truly satisfied, never truly free, and constantly terrified of loss. This is the root of much modern suffering, a silent epidemic of inner poverty disguised by outward striving. Most people spend their lives reacting. Few learn the power of remaining calm, silent, and in control. If something in today's message resonated deeply with you, it's because a stronger version of yourself is trying to emerge. Thousands have already discovered the principles inside the silent power, and many say they wish they had learned them years earlier. Plus 5 exclusive bonuses. The silent power reveals timeless Stoic lessons for mastering emotions, building unshakable confidence, commanding respect without speaking, and developing the mental strength that cannot be broken by criticism, rejection, or adversity. The question is simple: will you continue reacting to life, or start mastering it? Get instant access through the first pinned comment and begin your journey toward true self-mastery today. Building upon the hidden problem of external dependence, the most common mistake is a profound misplacement of our efforts. We assume that if we just try harder to control the uncontrollable, to force outcomes, change others' minds, or guarantee success, we will eventually attract what we want. This manifests as relentless, frantic striving, aggressive manipulation, or even magical thinking, all aimed at bending external reality. We fall into the illusion that sheer force of will or intense effort applied to external targets will guarantee results. The Stoics would argue this is not only futile, but drains us of the precious energy and mental focus needed for genuine self-improvement and cultivating true inner wealth. Seneca often cautioned against this frantic, externalized ambition, which he saw as self-enslavement. He understood that while effort is necessary, its direction is paramount. If your primary efforts aim at outcomes resting with fortune, others' whims, or circumstances beyond your control, you set yourself up for deep disappointment and chronic frustration. We mistakenly pour our most valuable resources, mental and emotional energy, time, peace of mind, into variables we cannot dictate: how a negotiation turns out, client acceptance, reciprocated feelings, or plans unfolding perfectly. This constant attempt to exert absolute control over the uncontrollable aspects of life leads directly to chronic anxiety, pervasive frustration, resentment, and profound exhaustion, what Seneca called being busy without living. It's like trying to steer a ship by desperately pushing the wind, an exercise in futility. Instead of focusing on improving character, refining judgments, or aligning actions with virtue, we fixate on manipulating results. We want the world to conform to our expectations, rather than learning the profound wisdom of conforming our expectations to the world as it is, accepting what lies outside our influence. This common mistake keeps people stuck in a cycle of seeking external validation, always feeling one step behind, perpetually striving for control they can never truly grasp because they're looking in the wrong place entirely. This isn't about giving up on goals. It's about fundamentally changing how you pursue them, by first mastering what is unequivocally within your power, your own mind, reactions, character, and intentions. True power lies in the internal, not the external struggle. Having identified external dependence and misplaced effort, we now turn to a powerful, rarely practiced Stoic habit that counters these tendencies: premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This is not about pessimism, dwelling on negativity, or inviting misfortune. It is a profound, proactive exercise in mental preparation, building unshakable resilience and fostering true inner freedom. This habit involves consciously contemplating potential future difficulties, losses, and adversities before they occur. It is the disciplined practice of mentally rehearsing how you would respond if your worst fears came true: losing your job, reputation, a loved one, or facing serious illness. Most people instinctively recoil from such thoughts, believing they attract negativity or cause anxiety. However, the Stoics understood the exact opposite. Epictetus taught that what disturbs us is not events themselves, but our judgments about events. Premeditatio malorum allows us to strip potential negative events of their power by confronting them in a calm, rational, prepared state, rather than being ambushed in the heat of the moment. By mentally preparing for setbacks, visualizing their occurrence, and formulating a rational response, you drastically reduce their shock value and emotional impact when they do arrive. You transform from a victim of circumstance into an active agent. This practice offers profound benefits. Firstly, it builds immense mental fortitude and resilience, inoculating you against future adversity. By allowing you to calmly consider solutions and maintain composure, you develop a robust inner core. Secondly, it drastically reduces anticipatory anxiety because you realize you can, in fact, cope with most outcomes. The fear of the unknown diminishes. Thirdly, and surprisingly, it fosters immense gratitude for current circumstances. When you truly consider losing what you cherish, health, relationships, freedom, you begin to appreciate what you have right now with renewed intensity. This habit shifts your focus from avoiding unpleasantness to building an inner fortress, preparing you to gracefully navigate anything life throws your way, thereby attracting an unshakable sense of inner peace, psychological freedom, and profound contentment. It's about knowing you can handle whatever comes, not hoping nothing bad ever will. This mental discipline sets the stage for a lasting shift in your psychological landscape, moving you from fragility to enduring strength. Now, let's delve deeper into the psychological mechanism that drives much of our suffering and dictates what we perceive as attractive or unattractive. It's not the external events themselves, but our judgments about them, our interpretations, evaluations, and the meaning we assign that determine our emotional response and shape our reality. This concept is foundational to Stoicism, best articulated by Epictetus. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretations of their significance. This is the core mechanism that traps us in a cycle of desire and aversion, constantly reacting impulsively rather than responding with wisdom. Our minds are active processes, constantly filtering, forming opinions, and assigning value. When something happens, a job loss, a personal slight, a missed opportunity, our immediate, often unconscious reaction is to label it as bad, unjust, or catastrophic. This judgment is the trigger. Once we deem an event bad, our emotions follow: fear, anger, sadness. Conversely, when we judge something as good and essential for happiness, wealth, praise, pleasure, we experience desire, attachment, and fear of losing it. This relentless labeling and emotional attachment to our judgments creates a subjective reality that is often far more tumultuous than the objective facts. This mechanism explains why two people can experience the exact same event and have vastly different reactions. One might view a professional setback as devastating failure, leading to depression. Another, confronting the identical situation, sees it as an opportunity for growth or redirection, leading to renewed vigor. The event is identical, their judgments are not. The profound Stoic insight is that we have the power to examine, question, and consciously revise these judgments. We can choose not to automatically label an external event as good or bad, but rather view it neutrally, as simply an event. By withholding or re-evaluating our judgments, we dismantle emotional triggers, gain profound control over our internal state, and free ourselves from the tyranny of external circumstances. This is the ultimate mechanism for cultivating true inner freedom, profound tranquility, and attracting a more serene, purposeful, and self-directed existence. Most people spend their lives reacting. Few learn the power of remaining calm, silent, and in control. If something in today's message resonated deeply with you, it's because a stronger version of yourself is trying to emerge. Thousands have already discovered the principles inside the silent power, and many say they wish they had learned them years earlier. Plus 5 exclusive bonuses. The silent power reveals timeless Stoic lessons for mastering emotions, building unshakable confidence, commanding respect without speaking, and developing the mental strength that cannot be broken by criticism, rejection, or adversity. The question is simple: will you continue reacting to life, or start mastering it? Get instant access through the first pinned comment and begin your journey toward true self-mastery today. To vividly illustrate the profound impact of altering one's judgments and embracing what is within one's control, let us turn to the story of Zeno of Citium, the esteemed founder of Stoicism himself. Before he became the revered philosopher, Zeno was a wealthy and successful merchant, living a life of material comfort. His existence took a dramatic turn when, during a sea voyage, his merchant ship was tragically wrecked. In that single calamitous moment, he lost his entire cargo, his entire fortune, everything he had painstakingly accumulated. For most, such a devastating, all-encompassing loss would be a catastrophic event, a source of immense grief and despair. It would be perceived as ultimate failure, attracting only ruin. However, Zeno's response was remarkably different. Instead of succumbing to despair, he famously declared, with calm acceptance, "Fortune, you have done well to drive me to philosophy." This was far from a platitude. It was a genuine, radical re-evaluation of his situation, a profound, conscious shift in judgment. Having lost everything external, his wealth, his possessions, his previous identity, Zeno found himself unexpectedly liberated from the distractions, anxieties, and profound attachments that wealth often brings. He was no longer tied to the relentless pursuit of profit or the arduous management of a large fortune. The slate had been wiped clean, forcing him to look inward. The shipwreck, which had appeared an undeniable evil, became the ultimate catalyst for his true calling. He walked away from the wreckage with new clarity, encountering a bookseller and becoming engrossed in Xenophon's memorabilia, specifically stories of Socrates. He then sought out the Cynic philosopher Crates of Thebes, beginning his lifelong study of wisdom and virtue. He later founded the Stoic school of philosophy in Athens, teaching from the Stoa Poikile, attracting countless students and leaving an enduring intellectual legacy that has profoundly shaped Western thought for millennia. Zeno's story is a powerful testament to the core Stoic principle that our external circumstances, no matter how dire, do not inherently define us or our potential for flourishing. He didn't attract his lost fortune back. He attracted something infinitely more valuable: wisdom, profound purpose, inner peace, and the foundation of a philosophy that continues to transform lives. He demonstrated that true attraction is not about acquiring more external goods, but about cultivating an inner state where even disaster can be transformed into an unparalleled opportunity for profound personal growth, for discovering one's true self, and for the unwavering pursuit of genuine good. His inner resilience, forged in loss, created his true and lasting legacy, built not on possessions, but on virtue and wisdom. Drawing from Zeno's wisdom and our understanding of how judgments shape reality, let us engage in a highly practical and transformative Stoic exercise. This practice reinforces the fundamental Stoic distinction between what is within your control and what is not. It is known as the reserve clause, often encapsulated by phrases like "fate permitting" or "God willing." However, we integrate it with a deeper, more intentional internal focus. The reserve clause is not merely a linguistic flourish. It is a profound mental discipline, a constant reminder of external uncertainty. Whenever you embark on a task, set a goal, or contemplate a daily activity, consciously add this mental reservation: I will do X unless something prevents me, or I intend to achieve Y if the universe allows. This isn't an excuse for inaction. It's a powerful act of intellectual humility, radical realism, and psychological liberation. It acknowledges that while you control your efforts, intentions, and actions, you do not control the ultimate outcome. This distinction is crucial for inner peace. To deepen this practice and infuse it with Stoic virtue before any significant endeavor, ask yourself two vital questions and integrate them with the reserve clause. 1. What virtue am I expressing in this action, regardless of the outcome? Is it diligence, integrity, courage, patience? Connect your action directly to a virtuous intention, making virtue your primary aim, not the external result. This shifts focus from external acquisition to internal excellence. What is the uncontrollable aspect of this situation, and how will I respond if it doesn't go precisely my way? This brings premeditatio malorum into your present planning, preparing you mentally for potential obstacles or failures, allowing you to pre-plan your virtuous response. For example, instead of just thinking, I will nail this presentation, you would think, I will prepare diligently and deliver this presentation with clarity and confidence. Virtues of diligence, integrity, clarity, courage, unless something unexpected occurs, like technical issues or a change in schedule. If that happens, I will calmly adapt and maintain composure, focusing on the next best action, demonstrating flexibility and resilience. Or, for a personal goal, I will commit to exercising consistently for 30 minutes daily to build physical discipline and health, virtues of self-discipline, prudence, unless I fall ill or face an emergency. If that occurs, I will practice patience and adjust without self-recrimination. By integrating the reserve clause with mindful inner intention and awareness of uncontrollable elements, you free yourself from anxiety of outcomes. You attract resilience, profound inner peace, and an unparalleled ability to adapt gracefully. Your true success then resides not in the external result, but in the integrity of your effort, the virtue of your intentions, and the unwavering nature of your character, regardless of how things unfold. This daily mental exercise gradually rewires your brain to focus on your internal power, rather than being at the mercy of external events. It is a powerful pathway to genuine tranquility and mastery. We have journeyed from identifying external dependence and misplaced effort through premeditatio malorum, understanding how judgments create reality, and witnessing Zeno's transformation. Now, our exploration culminates in an identity transformation that allows you to attract not just fleeting desires, but your true north, a life aligned with profound purpose, inner peace, and unwavering strength. The deepest attraction isn't about what you get, but what you authentically become. By consistently applying these timeless Stoic principles, distinguishing control from non-control, practicing mental rehearsal for adversity, scrutinizing judgments, and acting with a reserve clause anchored in virtue, you cease to be someone constantly reacting to life's ebb and flow, trying to externally manipulate circumstances. Instead, you undergo a profound metamorphosis. You transform into an individual whose inner citadel, as Marcus Aurelius described it, is unshakable. You become someone who understands true power, lies not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering your responses, cultivating an indomitable will aligned with reason and virtue. This isn't merely a superficial shift in behavior. It's a fundamental change in who you are at your core, a redefinition of your essence. This transformed identity, this radiant inner state of self-mastery, emotional resilience, and clear intention radiates outward into every facet of your life. When you embody these qualities, a calm presence, a rational approach, unwavering character, integrity in action, quiet confidence, you naturally attract situations, opportunities, and relationships that resonate with these virtues. You don't chase. You become magnetic, a steady anchor in a chaotic world. People are drawn to your calm presence, thoughtful approach, unwavering character, and authentic self-possession. Adversity, rather than breaking you, becomes fuel for growth, strengthening your resolve and clarifying your purpose. You cease seeking external validation, and instead cultivate an internal standard of excellence, impervious to criticism or praise. This is the ultimate attraction, not just getting what you want, but being the person who embodies integrity, wisdom, courage, and justice, and thus organically attracting a life of genuine fulfillment, profound impact, and enduring significance. It's the liberating realization that everything you truly desire, peace, purpose, strength, and authentic happiness, was always within you, waiting to be discovered, cultivated, and finally unleashed, transforming your very existence from within outwards. What is one Stoic principle or exercise from today's discussion that you will commit to practicing daily, starting right now? Share your commitment in the comments below. We read every one. If this message resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more wisdom on living a life of purpose and strength. Most people spend their lives reacting. Few learn the power of remaining calm, silent, and in control. If something in today's message resonated deeply with you, it's because a stronger version of yourself is trying to emerge. Thousands have already discovered the principles inside the silent power, and many say they wish they had learned them years earlier. Plus 5 exclusive bonuses. The silent power reveals timeless Stoic lessons for mastering emotions, building unshakable confidence, commanding respect without speaking, and developing the mental strength that cannot be broken by criticism, rejection, or adversity. The question is simple: will you continue reacting to life, or start mastering it? Get instant access through the first pinned comment and begin your journey toward true self-mastery today.